Making your way all the way across these platforms in order to grab the first key, then work your way slowly back across and head up this time. Over here, we grab a hold of our frog friend in order to make it up these platforms and grab the second key. Untransform here, and then throw some candy to the bee in order to go inside. Work your way across the platforms, taking out this monkey throwing dishes in order to grab the third key of the stage. Work your way across the tops though, and head up in between these two in order to come up here, fly up to the left corner and grab the key, then untransform and jump on top of the mouse. In the mouse form, be careful of the fluff balls that are going to fall from the ceiling and try to hit you. Just destroy the bricks in order to enter over to the right side of the screen. Once dropping down, you're now on the other side of that large wall, and you can grab the fifth key on your way down. We spend a short amount of time as our frog friend again as we make it up here in order to grab another bee. Fly along the top part in order to enter the gap over on this side. Up here, take out the monkey and grab the sixth key of the stage. Once you have that in hand, head back down. Work your way up here, and you'll be actually able to get another bee in case for some reason you had gotten rid of them. Now, once you're here, fly your way up onto this platform and work your way across the top. Drop down here and you'll see the door to the right. You're going to have to be very careful dropping down, grabbing the key, before jumping back up to the platform and completing the stage. It's now time for dream number 8, Nightmare Land. From Camilla, we got the magic rod, which we can now use to take on enemies, as well as we don't have to worry about collecting keys any longer. Turn to the gecko and then work your way up, trying to avoid the monsters that are trying to get in your path. In this area, you gotta be very careful and make very short jumps while trying to jump to the platform so that you can avoid hitting the spikes on the ceiling and ground. Climb up the tree and grab the health if you need to, and be sure to jump off the tree at a nice angle so that you don't end up running into the spikes at the top. Work your way over to the right, untransform, and it's time for the first boss battle of the game. The large Penguin King can be a little bit of a pain as he throws out little penguins as well as drops bubbles from the ceiling. Charge up your rod in order to fire at him every time he lands. Use your rod also to defeat the small penguins so that they don't get in your way. The more charged up the rod is, the more damage you'll actually do to him, and it won't take too long to defeat this first boss. Dream number 8 continues again into the next level, as we have a new area after we defeat the boss. Be careful while making your way across these platforms and get the gecko. Once you have him, head over to the left and jump onto the left wall. Be careful to avoid the flames that are coming out of the wall. Use the gecko in order to make it up here, avoiding the flames that are coming out of the platform you're on. Also, trying to avoid the fuzzes that are also falling on you. Once here, untransform or make a large jump in order to get over to this platform and get the frog. With the frog, you're going to have to work your way back on the bottom platforms to get back around this time. Once up here, be very careful when you make this jump so you don't hit the ceilings. On the right side here, transform out of the frog and get down to this platform, and make sure that you duck so you don't accidentally hit the spikes that are coming down. You're going to have to be quick to make it over these platforms so that the ceiling doesn't crush you. Be very careful avoiding the bees as best as possible, as well as make sure to grab the health if you need it before jumping over to this area and completing this part of the level. On the next screen, it's time for the second boss battle of the game, this Mana Ray enemy. Charge up your rod and hit him as he's flying over the screen. He's going to come at you from all different directions, and it's going to take some pretty good timing in order to actually hit him. But overall, it ends up being a relatively easy battle, with its only challenging part, the many flame projectiles he'll shoot out once in a while. However, if you're not directly underneath of him, you should be able to hit him still with your rod while avoiding those flame shots. After a few hits, he'll be defeated, and you move on to the next part of Dream number 8, the final area of the game. As you can see, this is kind of an ice area, but you don't have to really worry too much about the platforms being too slippery or anything like that. Work your way over the pretty easy to navigate platforms and head over all the way to the right, and soon you'll find yourself inside of a cave. Inside this cave, work your way up the platforms and continue over to the right. There's lots of different things dropping on you, but for some reason they don't seem to load all the time, so sometimes you only have one of those things dropping, whereas other times you'll have 2 or 3 of them dropping down at you. Work your way over here though, and get this gecko. Now as the gecko, you're going to have to make a pretty relatively hard jump, and it may take you a time or two in order to get up here. Continue with the gecko over until you can find a bee. You can see here that those things that were coming down from the ceiling now have completely gone away. Like I said before, for some reason they don't seem to load right.